Hello everyone, this is Mr and Mrs Ndeta.
We are on the love story segment with Karawa.
Every time the sun goes out, when the stars collide, when you touch me, you get me. Listen to the sound of real love. Tell me what you will be dreaming of. Say you are the one and only. You can understand me every time.
When did you first meet?
I think you go ahead.
Okay. We met in secondary school, Form 4. I went for a math class because I used to do art. So I didn't like math, so I went for the math class. And on that fateful day, I was late. So when I entered the class, he was the first gentleman that woke up and just said, "You can sit by me." And the whole class went, "Hey." Because they were so surprised. Usually we call him John Book because he liked books, study. So everybody was surprised that he could talk to a lady like that. So from that day, after the class, he went and saw me off right in my house. Can you imagine? The first day we met, he made sure I arrived home safely. So we started studying, and yeah. And I became the best math student thanks to this guy here. Yes.
That's something to add.
No, I think it just started through education. Though she's described it to favor her, but it all went through that. It was innocent. Our love was somehow like innocent and had to grow up as studies went through and affinity had to develop. And since then, we couldn't just live without each other.
How long?
I think that should be from 4 till now.
Yes, that's 2007.
14 years.
Yes, 14 years.
Wow.
We've known each other for 14 years, yes. So we went through secondary school from Form 4 till we had our ordinary level together, had our advanced level together. Came out I think the two best students in his department, that's science, and I in A4. And we went to university also together, University of Boya, where he did electrical engineering and I did accounting.
Now tell me, when she walked in, that was your first meeting, I guess, but what was your first impression?
The first day we met, it wasn't really intentional. It was just to create fun because I know he was going to bring something out of it. So it's as time went on that I actually realized the kind of person she was. From the first day, I just did that to make the class shout out and everything. But getting to know her with time and everything, and then I saw that I could actually merge both and distract myself from education and social life and everything. Even that, as she rightly said, I was much focused on that, and this focus with relationship or social life concerning that part. So since then, it just had to grow up, and then people saw the union between us, but between us it was simply a friendly relationship or something, a communion between us, and we used education, and somehow it helped me. Because you will say somebody is good at education, but you're not actually good until somebody pushes you or you have the reason for. So at times I used to study hard just to make sure that I can actually transmit my know-how to her. And also it was somehow like a show-off, but that actually paid off. So we can say it in that way.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of her?
My first impression, before we actually met, the first time we met, I heard of him because he entered in Lycée Daido in Form 3. So I just heard there's this new guy that is in school. He's so very intelligent and everything. So I never paid attention. So the first day I actually saw him, I was like, oh, he's cute. He was looking very cute and tall. So he was looking very charming. And on that day, he was really a gentleman. So I was kind of impressed. I did not say impressed, but I love the way he behaved towards me that day. He was very gentle. And I like that.
Where did you go for your first date? Your first ever date?
Having a date?
Face to face, really going out on a special date between me and her is going to be very difficult because our meetings were somehow like a date, and to classify one as being specific is going to be difficult because even through education, where we used to live, we live at Gabesenge, so it was somehow like a resort place for lovers and everything. We always met there and it was so casual to us, so it was not that specific as a date. And even through our education and everything, our outings were just to have fun together, and we never actually considered one as a date because there was somehow already like a symbiotic something between both of us that taking one or considering a special day as a date was not really that too serious to us, even though we went official as two couples dating together after our advanced level.
Yeah.
So I think after our advanced level, we were actually into a relationship. Between secondary school, high school and everything, it was much of social togetherness rather than being in an actual relationship.
More of studying, to say. We're always meeting. It was book, and book, like seriously.
So to say special first date to us, we never really had that. We just let time flow with us together.
How long did you date before your first kiss? I know it was just book.
Oh, our first kiss. let me say that part. Our first kiss, it actually came as a surprise to me because, as I said, it was this kind of book type. And when I met him in Form 4, I told him straight that I don't want to be in any relationship right now. I want to focus on my studies. And and he behaved. So all through our secondary school, all our friends really thought we were dating, that we were actually together, because we were all the time we were together, everywhere, always studying, always together. So people thought we were dating. So after our advanced level, because I told him after secondary school, then after the advanced level, then something can happen. But as of now, we have to focus on our studies. So when the advanced level results came out, he heard my result. He was so surprised and so proud of me. When he came out, I left my home and I was going to school because everybody, it's like the whole school was waiting for me. So we met along the way. So when he met me, he held me first like for a minute. He held me so strong, and later on held my face and kissed me. And when he kissed me, he said, "No one will ever take you away from me."
I'm not sure I said that though, but she's saying so, so let's assume it was the case.
I don't, women don't forget things like that now. So that's what he said. He looked at me, he was so happy. He was even more happy of my result than even his own. No. He was talking more of my result than even his own. So that's how our first kiss happened.
Damn, that's too intense. that's intense. Okay. Who said I love you first?
When? I don't know. As she says, she has memory lane, but let's give it the name. I said it first, but the day when, I can't tell. Maybe she can remember.
I don't remember that one too.
So getting official, was it something he said that got you guys into a relationship, or it was just a flow that transcended into everything? Did you ever say, okay, now let's start dating, or let's be official?
No.
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 Believe me, people used to say what was actually the reality, but we
Yeah.
kept on denying between ourselves.
We just knew we loved
I just
each
remember
other.
during holidays, I go and then I know I have a friend, but the friend will keep on calling 24/7 and everything. So it's not like it's something that went official. It was already inbuilt.
Yeah.
It was already so much so natural that we just kept on denying it until we just deemed that after advanced level is going to be the right time for us to do it. But
Yeah.
for us to say we were actually in love now and everything, no, it was something that was already there. That's why till then it stayed and it's still
Yeah.
growing like fine wine for over 14 years.
Yeah. Everything went naturally, really. We can't say there's a particular time where we sat and say, okay, we can start dating, will you be my girlfriend? Or will you be... No. Everything just happened naturally.
So this is the definition of what they say, marry a friend.
Like
I see so.
they used to say.
Every time the sun goes out, when the stars collide.
How did you know she was the one? She was covered so many of them. Tell me, what were you looking at? Leak us those secrets right now. We need to know why you were actually looking at Buka. No, sit down and tell us, were you tense in a bit that you were going to pick the wrong person?
In the beginning, when the first two people came, I think I was actually tense because people, they were just dressed and they covered them completely. They made sure even the legs you cannot see and then everything. So somehow we had to judge on the morphology of your wife to be able to determine. You could not even get to her to touch her and not know this is actually the person. So nobody is going to say, if I tell you that it was instinctive, I'm going to lie to you. But I think from the first two, I could judge from the height. Then from the time she came, I could already judge from the height and size, but she tried to fake it out by bending a little bit. But what fooled her a bit, what made the little luck I had was that while she was walking, the dress that covered her leg, something somehow like went off, and then I had a little clue. You know, when you know your thing, you know your thing. And from there, from the height and everything, I just concluded she was the one. So I never even had to judge twice again.
Tell me, how was the experience like for you? This is baking Douala. And then you're
Oh
covered
my
again.
God. I was, in fact, I had, since we were behind, like, behind the cupboard on the stairs, I had to actually sit on the stairs behind because I was feeling so hot with all, they had covered me, I think, like with 3
Loins.
bed loins on me. I had to open a little hole like that and my sister fanning me. I was cooking inside. I was like, oh my God, even the makeup, everything with the heat, Douala again, nothing was moving. All I wanted was like, oh my God, I beg, discover me fast here. So that you can remove all these things away from me. But aside from the heat though, it was a powerful
fun, it was quite
experience.
fun, yeah.
Yes, it was fun.
In worst case scenario, what would have happened if you picked the wrong person?
I think that was in the position of the MC to know what, you know, they had this traditional and everything. You pick the wrong wife, it means you're going to pay fine and all the line and
You
everything.
pay huge fine.
Huge fines and everything. I think we were prepared for that, but it
And
was
I would
much
have
of
been
fun.
angry
And she
that
would
he
have been
picked the wrong
angry,
one.
but I am not sure I can.
Not only the
I-
fine, I would have been angry. that
I
he picked
couldn't
the
miss
wrong
her.
one.
At the worst case scenario, if I had doubt, I would have come and touched her. From the sense of touch, I would have known who is my girl.
Oh.
You nailed dancing that night. Everybody's for you guys. This is why people are here just dancing. What was the feeling? Can you describe it?
You know, if you really sit to describe, it's going to be difficult. But as you said, family. Now we are a family. Let's say me and her, we are family. But we have them. You know what it means to have your mom still alive, your dad still alive. Likewise, the other side, you have your siblings. All of them are still alive around you, and they are all happy. They all wish that this union happens. And then you too, you actually see that, no, this is it. You're actually taking that big step, that big bold step. You're showing to the world that, no, we are together. We're about to build a new generation. We're about to make Ndeta become big again. And somebody is going to carry my name and everything of which I'm proud of. And I'm going to wear this ring and show it off to everybody. You know, that feeling is something, it doesn't just emanate, just like, it's a natural something, and you just get so much overwhelmed over it that you cannot actually describe like what is the feeling and everything. It's just so natural.
Yeah, he said it all. At one point when they were officiating the wedding, I looked at him and I was like, wow, so very soon I'm going to call you my husband. Everything was just so overwhelming, and we just had the right people around us, cheering us up, being happy for us. And just looking at him that day, I was just, too many feelings to explain how you actually feel on that day. We can't really describe. I won't have the right words to describe how I felt on that day, but I'm the most blessed girl and wife right now.
Oh.
Every time the sun goes out, when the stars collide.
Yeah, before we talk of the white wedding, I'll first want to...
Hi
guys, this is Mr and Mrs Ndeta.
Keep
watching Karawa Media for what's hot and what's not.